it was an adventure, to say the least. I am not. I think there's more. I think there might be more books in this series.
It is a series. It's supposed to be like a common universe, and it's different authors within the genre. But
okay. So
it's not like
the same author over and over.
Exactly.
Also, the author is a New York Times bestseller.
I have read some of her other stuff, which was pleasant to read. Oh my gosh!
But like when I saw that, I was like, Did you pay for this? Did you pay for? Did you pay for the bestseller?
The bestseller authors list whole thing. I don't believe it anymore. Like, something says it's a New York Times bestseller author. I'm just like, yeah, you and 50,000. Apparently, it's not hard to get on the New York Times bestseller list.
I think the current trick is like getting someone to mention it on a TikTok somewhere and hoping that it gets spread. And that'll get you on the list, because it's mostly about sales. It's not really as much about, actual writing or talent. It's like, how much money did you make? Because capitalism. Welcome everyone to this episode of The Pretty Little Death. It is April, and I am joined by the Cryptid, and we read another trash recommendation from me. I'm just knocking them out of the park this season. You're killing it. Absolutely killing it. I gotta say, like, even though like this was. It was hot garbage. It wasn't even hot garbage. It was cold garbage. It was frozen garbage.
The synopsis was promising. Okay, that's the only defense I have for myself.
I'll give you that too. Like, and also I thought it was interesting when they were like, "Hey, it's not a vampire story. It's about Strigoi." I was like, "Okay, cool. We're going with a different take on sort of a vampire-esque, because vampires and Strigoi are kind of similar creatures and stuff." And I was like, maybe it's going to delve into some lore and stuff. No. The only reason they went with the Strigoi was because of that fucking tail. I know I cursed in the first 30 seconds of the episode.
Okay, so totally off topic, but on topic. I got back into Minecraft.
Yes.
Which is why it took me a second to start this. You started this almost immediately. Guys, we're recording very early because somebody over here decided to go, I'm 40% way through this book. Who else is reading it? When are we recording? And I scrambled. Usually, I will wait until somebody in the co-host pool says, I'm halfway through the book, and then I will start reading. That never happens 3 weeks before the due date, before release day.
Yeah, and it was because of combination of spring break and also having to go down and see my family, and I needed something to not have to spend time with them. As much as I love my family, and I'm really glad my mom's okay. My mom had a minor medical issue, not a huge deal. She's fine. Everything's cool. She's back at work and everything. But I love them, and there's a reason I live 5 hours away from them.
Fair. That's fair.
Do we want to do some stats on this book?
I mean, if you want to. I don't have any of that pulled up.
I can pull it up right now.
I know you made notes this month.
Oh, the book is 236 e-pages. It's on Kindle. It's on KU. Mm-hmm. It was written by Lexi C. Foss, and the author's name is Dark Obsession. Or the book is, god damn, it's so long. Hold on, I have to. It's Dark Obsessions, a standalone dark monster romance (Monsters of Darkness) by Lexi C. Foss. And just for everybody out there, we'll do a little preview into this, but in the description, the first line is, when the Strigoi king says, "Kneel, pet," and his fated mate replies, "Make me."
I don't think that actually happened.
Well, she didn't actually say that, no, but it was implied at one point.
It was
and
implied.
Then, things happened.
So, like I said, the reason I chose this, which I will apologize to everyone, last episode we didn't announce what the April book was. It was posted in the Discord. That's on me. I was just so excited that I had both my co-hosts in the same episode last month. It was a lot of fun.
We trashed that book.
we did. So I forgot to ask if anybody had any suggestions, and I had already scoped this one out. Again, when we choose books, it's usually just on the synopsis because the book is usually a book nobody in the group has read, and we go into it blind, so we have a fresh take on the story. So I thought the synopsis was good. Cass has a love of vampire stories, and I don't blame her. Sometimes they're very good. This one, however, was not.
It wasn't about vampires, though.
It also wasn't about... Yeah,
it was about Strigoi.
Okay, the synopsis to me read like a vampire story. So...
Well, yeah, that's because that's what they meant to do. It was very well planned.
Yeah. It was trash, guys. It was hot garbage. It was steaming so trashy, this hot garbage.
Yeah.
Do you have any other stats for us?
So I'm the slow reader of the group, and it took me probably a day to get through. Not constant reading day, but like a day or so to get all the way through it. Like a day and a half is what I'll call it. I almost DNF'd multiple times. I don't know if there's an audiobook of it. There probably is. If you want the stats on that, look it up yourself, because I
didn't listen to it.
More of my time.
I didn't listen to it. I actually read this. Like I said, I got pulled into a Minecraft itch that would not stop. And I would read a little bit of the story and get absolutely bored. And anybody who watches my Twitch or knows me personally knows I have an absolute hatred of creepers. And in fact, they're not called creepers during my Twitch streams, or when I talk about creepers, they're not called creepers. They're called fucking creepers, or goddamn creepers, because I hate them so much. They kill me almost all the time. I was reading this book and I would put it down and go deal with the creepers because it was okay. Can we talk about how the whole impetus for her meeting this guy was researching folklore in vampires, specifically in the Carpathian Mountains, and how somehow that gets forgotten as soon as she meets him?
Oh, you left out the most important detail in that. Why was she doing the research?
I don't fucking know.
So she was working on her master's degree, and her master's thesis was about vampires. When she goes to the Carpathian Mountains, it's because she's working on her doctoral dissertation. And her dissertation is to prove the existence of vampires. Okay, if you've never read a dissertation, never in a million years would anyone sign off on go hunt down mythical creatures. Yeah, guys, guess what? Here, the cryptid here. My dissertation's going to be on finding Bigfoot.
I mean, I do know there's a very popular lady on socials that she has her doctorate in folklore, but it's in folklore, and I love watching her little reels because they really do tickle something in me. She's fucking
Like a tail?
hilarious. Oh my gosh, let's not get started on that right now. We're not even 10 minutes in. We can't talk about the tail yet.
We were 10 minutes into the story when it happened.
Oh my gosh.
It happened so fast.
So fucking quick. Okay, but still, like, this woman is of higher learning, okay? And she forgets everything as soon as she meets him. I don't understand. But that doesn't make any sense. Do you know how much
she's not scared?
Okay, hold on. On that thread, let's talk about how he has been holding out from finding his mate.
Don't even. That is all capitals in my notes. I know what you're about to bring up.
Oh, no, maybe. He's been waiting so long because the immortals of his realm, his world, and the humans in ours bore him. He doesn't want to have to, do the same thing, act the same way with his actual mate when he finds her, because that's what's bored him with all the other people. So he immediately starts treating her like he treats all of the people that have come before her.
But you weren't about to touch on the big.
No, I know it's your gripe from Salt Kiss too, so I know exactly what you're talking about. No, it's the everybody's boring me. I don't want to have to be this kind of person, so I'm gonna be this kind of person, that kind of person I don't want to be with you.
And the reason he winds up like finding interest in her is because like while she was doing her research, she found a picture of him that nobody had ever found before, and he was like, "How did this work?" And it's like, that's what did it. Like you're like, "Oh, she's so clever."
No, she's not. She just opened a fucking book. She knew how to use the Dewey Decimal System. Also, like, how does he act like he's been here for over 1,000 years? How does he not know common turns of phrase or how things work?
But his best friend does. Marius does.
Also doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I have so many problems with. I only finished this last night. Okay, I think I texted the Discord as soon as I finished because I was just like, this was awful.
I love the Discord for this. Like, oh my gosh, we like the amount of cheerleading that is going on in the Discord channel for us, the leadership channel. Of like, come on, you could do it.
I would put it more in the general chat, but anytime I tried to engage people in the general chat, nobody ever responds. So I'm just like, for us, for the leadership, it's just like I have to, because I have to have somebody to talk to about these fucking books.
I think I said 3 times I have thoughts.
Yep. I think that's gonna be like our new.
I started. This
our new motto, the unofficial motto.
Is a fun one. Here's a fun one for you. I started a throbbing shaft counter in this.
Of course you did.
Because it's my favorite. It's my favorite phrase that gets overused in all of these books, right?
I think we all have our own like overused thing.
When they used it for the 3rd time in one chapter within 4 paragraphs of itself, I was like, I'm not fucking keeping count anymore. I'm done. Nope. This seems like it's an exercise of futility. I was like, I hit 3 and 4 paragraphs, and I was like, nah, this is gonna be the whole thing.
Nope, not at all.
It's like, hey, it's like, how many times was it? I don't know. I lost count at 1,400. It's only 237 pages.
It was bad. How about him talking about his throbbing shaft, but like it never actually getting inserted into anything until like the very, very end? Because for some reason,
can we start like
we could talk about the fucking tail. Well, let's talk about the fucking tail.
When they first meet, they sit down for dinner, and he decides, I'm going to make her eat her dinner while I fuck her with my tail. That is literally like the introduction of these 2 characters, and it was like, why? And the big thing that came out of that was that she hates broccoli.
I am losing faith in our literary landscape.
I have it written down here. Fucking dinner scene? Really? Also, I love broccoli.
Broccoli is delicious. You just have to know how to prepare it. If you are not a broccoli person, text me in the Discord. I think there is an actual channel just for food so that Nigel can actually post some of his barbecue stuff. But if you have questions about food, put it in the Discord. I'll talk food.
I'm a valuable resource.
I show my love through cooking. Talk to me about broccoli, because there are ways, okay? It just
There's
needs
ways
a little
to do
bit
it wrong. There's plenty of ways to do it wrong.
You just need a little bit of salt. Honest to goodness. You just salt your water before you steam it. You put a little finishing salt on it before you serve. It's not hard, okay? Roast the shit.
Blanch it real quick. Keep it crispy. You don't want to boil it until it's mush.
Don't boil it. Don't boil it. Steam it.
Like I said, or blanch it.
Or blanch it.
We do real hot water for a minute.
Yep. When we do meal preps, my husband and I will do meal preps, and we'll do something really simple, lots of protein, little bit of rice, and then blanched broccoli. Usually that, if we spend an afternoon doing that, we can do an entire week of lunches for the both of us, and it actually comes out really, really good. It's so fucking good, actually. But blanching the broccoli is his number one job.
Yeah, you know what? If you're listening to this on a different platform, or you're watching it on the YouTube channel, is there a YouTube channel?
There's a YouTube channel. That's also getting rebranded for
of
our
course,
new.
I knew there was a YouTube channel. I knew that because you're watching it here on YouTube. Right down there, there's a comments section. You know what? You should do. You should put the vegetable that you detest.
Yes,
the main character
with broccoli.
Vivian?
Is she 4? Because I thought she was supposed to be in her late 20s, early 30s, and she comes across as a fucking child. And I'm not sure if it's because of he's infantilizing her, or if she just is another one of these characters that are coming out where they have no personality except for to be a brat.
Yeah. So in this book, the main character, it was Viviana, also goes by Vivi, and the was
Cyprian.
Cyprian, that was
Cyprian.
It. I couldn't remember it while I was reading it.
It was awful.
His best friend's name is Marius, who makes an appearance a couple of times. But outside of that, it's mostly it is all Cyprian and Vivi.
Yeah, and they pass back points of view in first person. Kill me now.
Yeah, they go back and forth between the male and the female, and
and they mind read before they actually have the ability to mind read.
That's only after the second time he.
No. Same problem I have with every single first person point of view. They know what the other person is thinking before they have this psychic ability. I don't fucking care. I hate it.
In
it disguises bad writing by being bad writing. Okay.
I started keeping track really early on in the book, because I realized that he was calling her all sorts of different names and not just Vivi or Viviana, and so I started keeping track, and in one segment of Cyprian's writing, one chapter, he called her Pet, Miss Dalka, Princess, Miss Dalka, and Pet, over and over and over again. But so, yes, I understand 3 of those are the same. But hold on. Nay, that's not where we stop with this. Because what did I do? I kept a list of everything that he called her. Because I hate myself. So, we have Pet. We have Miss Dalka. We have Princess. We have Female, Intended, Regina Mia, and Mate.
And later on, he did call her my queen. Just straight up my queen.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot my queen. Dang it, you're right. And then he finally he also calls her Viviana, and he finally calls her Vivi when he realizes that's her preferred name.
Because, it wasn't apparent the first time she said, this is what I go by. It wasn't until he saw her talking with his apparently recovered from psychotic rage father. When his father called her Vivi, he's like, oh, maybe I should call her Vivi.
He didn't know that his dad hadn't lost control of himself. They just banished his dad, and he was like, "All right, that's it. Cool. See you in a millennium."
Like, that's done there.
Oh, also, can we just go straight into? Can we go straight into the most important part?
Of course, of course.
The millennium.
Yeah.
The millennium. The king of the Strigoi. The king of the Strigoi. This ancient, immortal society.
I was so waiting for this part. We haven't even made it 20 minutes.
He's a fucking virgin? Are you fucking with me? No, absolutely not. Hard no.
Okay, this is a plea. Can we stop making stories about virgins and how that's so special? Because it's really not.
Look, here's the thing. I was 15 once and thought that was cool also. But then I stopped being a virgin and I realized that, like, parts are parts. It doesn't matter. Move on. We're all adults here. I'd much rather have a story about a very experienced and, like, well-rounded and exciting fucking king of the Strigoi. Not like, bear with me, I've never done this before and I don't want to hurt you. If you move, I might kill you. Shut up.
The virtue signaling. Just through the whole thing. It was like, okay, now, I don't know if you've looked into it, okay, but this is like the fourth of this series from all of these different authors. Hold on. The previous three are like short stories. So they're only like 120, 150 max pages. And this is almost 300. And it was just like, okay, guys, if you have not read this book, I don't expect you to. People hardly ever do before we get to this point. We are recording this pretty early in the month. There is a point. Let me set the stage, okay? They've only known each other 2 days. And by that time, they have had so much sex that he is now in love with her. She has been digmatized by day 2 of this constant fucking. And then it's like at one point it's just nonstop. And then we get to, we need to have some kind of plot in here. Something to drive a story. There's heavy bunny ears.
So you know where they pause it? They pause it and they go, maybe we should introduce a consent aspect. Because at this point, he's just been taking advantage of her.
Yeah.
And she's like, great, we should come up with a safe word. And he goes, why would I care about that?
Like, why would we
And then he realizes
even...
that, like, and then she's like, because I care about that. And he's like, I guess I should care what other people think. But
again,
I'm above that because I'm the king of the Strigoi.
I don't want to have the same kind of... I don't want to be bored again. So I'm going to be the same exact person and do the same exact things that I would with anybody else.
The only reason that I made it through this is because my coworker helped me. My coworker read it also, because I think that misery loves company, and I wanted them to suffer.
You mean it doesn't help that I am also suffering through this?
I was reading it at work, and I needed somebody to suffer right there immediately. You were sleeping, so
that's fair.
I contracted the coworker, and the coworker had 2 complaints. Actually, I found out because I completely glossed over one of them, and you might have glossed over this too. And this could go into the plot hole.
Okay.
But this is not my plot hole. This is her plot hole.
Okay.
Which was, why did Cyprian have a British accent if he's a Transylvanian freaking vampire king?
I did take
he go to
note of
finishing
that.
School in London?
I did take note of that, but I totally forgot about it
completely
because of everything else. I was like, because she does say that, like when Marius takes her on the tour and ends up in front of Cyprian, she does like this inner monologue where she talks about how like it's kind of like a British accent, but it's a little bit rougher around the edges and totally fits him. Like his voice is kind of gravelly in a way that she didn't expect or something like that. And I was like, British?
Yeah, she pointed that
British?
out. I thought about it and I was like, oh yeah, they did mention that. But it had been so covered by everything else that I was like, oh, I overlooked that detail. And then the other one was the grilled cheese sandwich.
Such an American thing.
Well, the grilled cheese sandwich that she chose she said
Had
use
French cheeses.
Like, fill it with fancy French cheeses. And like that, Elizabeth, the coworker, slammed down the book, her phone, and was like, nobody uses fancy fucking French cheeses in their goddamn grilled cheese. This is bullshit. I quit.
American cheese only. Okay, I have tried fancy cheeses in a grilled cheese sandwich. Okay, Gruyere is really good for French onion soup, and it can be a good grilled cheese, but it has to be an open-faced grilled cheese. Okay, there's no gooey. It's not a gooey cheese. I've tried Havarti, which happens to be one of my favorite cheeses. Not a great cheese for melting. You ruin the composition of the Havarti. It's a very delicate, smooth cheese. Gouda you could try, but you gotta layer that thing thick. No, the best cheese for melting, like on a cheeseburger, a grilled cheese, is American fucking cheese, okay? And honest to goodness, you have to have a really good sourdough bread. Let's be real, okay?
I'm still a fan of like just trash bread sometimes. Like
really?
I like it with just a nice, simple trash white bread, like cheaper the better.
Oh, okay.
Throw some mayo on the outside, double up or triple up the cheese so that it's got that extra melt to it.
So I started doing our grilled cheeses when there's a roasted bell pepper tomato soup that I like getting. I have to get the low sodium one, but I get that, and then I get the Sacramento sourdough bread. You can get it at Costco. It's actually really, really good. It's like my favorite sourdough bread. And then American cheese slices. And I started doing both sides with the mayonnaise instead of butter.
Yep.
It is so much better. It's a little bit more greasy, but it is a better grilled cheese.
Preach. It cooks better. Like the
crunch
on it's better, the crust, everything. I have people who swear by butter, and I'm like, do it with mayo.
Try it with mayo. It's something about the egg. It's because the egg and the oil is mixed together. The egg kind of helps give it that crisp, and it goes all the way through the bread. Oh my gosh! Welcome to our new
podcast, The Pretty Little Kitchen.
That's not a bad idea.
Hey, this is how good the book was. We're talking about
recipes. This is what happened with that other fucking one. What was that other one? We started talking about cooking. Not enough. Yes, we started talking about cooking and barbecue. Oh my gosh, we have
both of our monster books have done this.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Now that we've gotten all of that out of the way, I feel like we've barely scraped the fucking surface. Okay, wait. Before we get into the middle. We haven't gotten to the trials?
Don't even get me started on the trials.
Okay. I was actually going to ask you that. I have a question.
Hold on.
Okay.
I have to get... So we talked about the consent part. We're past the consent part.
Yeah.
They came up with a safe word. And they were going to respect the safe word. Yes, I see you laughing. Do you want to share it with the audience?
No, you do it. I can't do it.
So the whole time she keeps referring to him as a vampire, and he corrects her and says Strigoi, and he gets very upset. And so vampire becomes the safe word.
So fucking busy. I just imagine like the last scene where he's like Strigoi, and he like stamped his foot and his wings huffed.
It's Strigoi.
Like a little toddler.
But he had a British accent. It's Strigoi.
I'm sorry. I've been dealing with allergies all day. I don't know if you can see how red my nose is, but it is just running right now.
So
oh my god,
that is where I stopped with the notes because I gave up on everything at that point.
My
I was like, once they said the safe word part, I was like, I'm done with this. I'm done with the whole book.
Oh my god. Okay, so
throw it in the garbage. All of it.
The trials, though. Okay, I did not understand. First of all, what's the fucking point of these trials? Like, just getting...
So they can see if the mate is worth it? The first trial was, he's like, okay, he doesn't want you anymore, go home. And she was like, no, I'm not leaving. And he was like, great, you passed. What?
Like, so, that wasn't even a trial according to the king.
And then we find out, coming up on the second trial, what we find out is that the woman who birthed him, his mother, who is the sister of the woman that his father loved, who died during her trial. Died during her trial. Died.
Yeah, because these kill people. These trials kill people.
They were harder. They made them easier. We find this out at the very end. These are the easy trials. The easy mode of these. Everybody gets a participation trophy in this one. Okay? But like, her mom, or his mom, her trial, or his dad's lover, the woman that he actually loved.
Yeah.
Her trial was to tread water until they said so.
Hours, and she drowned. And like, her first trial, Vivi's first trial was, oh, you're not going to go? Perfect, you passed. You know what the second trial was? The second trial was when they kidnapped. It was when they kidnapped her, and he showed up going after her. That was literally it, because he was like, "Of course I'm going to go after her." Trial. No, that was the second trial. What was the third one?
Dad was the third trial.
I thought Dad was the second trial, and then
Dad's the third trial.
Him waiting until like hours had passed, and him going, "I'm going to get her," was the third.
So that was part of the second trial. So the second trial was him showing up, and then respecting his elders, and then deciding to go after her and being a king. The third trial was her going to the dad, and the dad being like, "I'm a crazy vampire guy." But he wasn't a crazy vampire guy. He was just a lonely vampire guy who lost the woman that he loved twice. Both of his partners died.
Yeah. One by suicide.
And so he was like, I'm incredibly depressed because the woman that I loved drowned, and then her sister who I loved killed herself. And so they were like, hey, he kind of lost his mind a little bit. And so they exiled him. And she just shows up and it's just like, and she just shows up and is like, I'm not leaving. You're my boyfriend's dad. Your fridge is really cool. Let's talk. And that's the end of the trial.
Naked. She's sitting there naked in front of her boyfriend's dad. Which is almost as bad as the Split or Swallow book where she had to screw his dad. Okay, I don't know if you read that one.
I did not read that one. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so I want to point out that the reason that his birth mother committed suicide is because he was psychologically abusing her.
By calling his birth mother his lover's name.
Which was her older sister.
Yeah. Yep.
Like,
there was a lot.
We don't even know his mother's name. I don't think even Cyprian knew his mother's name because his father would call her by her sister's name. They looked close enough that he basically erased this woman's identity and superimposed her dead sister on top. I'd go fucking nuts too. But nobody talks about that. It was such a quick part of the story that it was just like, okay, here we go. All right. Do you have any other notes? Before I move this dog and pony show along.
No.
There's nothing.
There's some. No, there's not. I'm trying to find some. There's some people who liked this book though.
Of course they did. There's a lot of tail play.
Yes,
there's nothing but tail play.
There's a lot of play. Period. How about when he fucking self-spit roasts her, huh? In the bathroom scene.
It was so boring.
All of it.
It was so, I was hoping, okay, so there are a couple of boxes that I like to tick because, let's be frank, April is Cass's birthday month. I wanted this to be a pleasant read for her, so I was hoping, because of the synopsis, it was vampire coded, and...
Did she read it?
I don't think so.
Cass, if you're watching this, don't run now, run away.
Vampire coded and BDSM coded,
but it wasn't even there was
nothing.
No BDSM book. None. There was none. It was just
my
virgin.
God.
It was just virgin sex. That's all it was.
And awful. It was boring, like most virgin sex. It was
the most vanilla, boring garbage.
I think
the
we
most
texted
risky
back
thing
and both, texted back and forth a couple of times, and I think I was like, more sex. It was so bad.
There were so many problems with this.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
so it started with, hey, when do we want to record the podcast for this vampire-ness? I have thoughts. Also, I have the next one, and then I recommended a book. We'll get into that. And then you responded with, okay, I didn't hear back on whether or not we like this book, so I haven't read it. I'll read it this weekend. And then we can record whatever. We did some scheduling stuff. I said I'll have it done by Tuesday. I had it done well before Tuesday. And then...
Guys, it's Wednesday. We're recording it on Wednesday.
You said starting the book, and I said I'm like 25%, which means I'm going to be done with this book last. That's how it goes. If she's starting when I'm at 25%, she's definitely going to finish this book like a week before me. That's how I looked at it.
Yeah.
So then and then the next message is, how's everyone going on the book? I'm struggling. I'm a little over 60, and I have so many thoughts. And then you were like, I'm at 15, and I'm so bored. I'm on Minecraft instead of reading. That's where I'm at.
And I was unfortunately home with some very bad pain issues, so much so that like I could not sleep the night before, and getting up was painful, but sitting actually helped put pressure in the area in my abdomen that this pain was happening. So I sat and I streamed with minimal get-ups for almost 12 hours on Monday instead of read this book.
I finished the book 3 days ago. I finished the book so fast, and then so our conversation. This is how much we liked the book in the leadership chat. Are you ready? The next like 20 messages are about how to use the blast furnace in Minecraft.
Yep.
And more Minecraft stuff. Yep. And then we talked about a different book. And then we still yep. And then here we are. You were at 60% yesterday, and you were like, I'm trying, but there's so much fucking. And I said, and none of it's great.
No.
And then you, exactly, that's what you said. You laughed and you said no. And then I said, me attempting to find something good in the story, and I used the horse in the swamp meme from Neverending Story. Because that's how it felt. And then you said, just finished. Oh my God, pulls hair out. And then I did that's all, folks.
Okay, we are at halfway. We're over halfway now, guys. We are coming up on the end of our second season. Remember, this was a longer season because we are actually getting ourselves onto a schedule. So we have May and June left. June's book has already been chosen. It was chosen months ago, because it's the third book in the Lioness trilogy, and
that's what brought me into this world.
Hopefully, all three of us are going to be present for that episode. Like I said,
we will.
I'm hoping Cass is ready by then. I'm hoping she's like getting a head start on it, and it doesn't. It's not one of those ones that's going to linger, because she did DNF on the second one. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
So I did tell her to get back in so that she could jump on the third book with us, but we have some time. We have 2 months. It's April now. It's very early April. April is her birthday month, so by the time this episode gets released, her birthday will have either passed or be coming up. So of course, give her some birthday wishes either in the Discord or in the comment section. We'll make sure she gets them.
This is my gift to you. I read this book, so you don't have to. Happy birthday.
We have a Discord channel and as well as our YouTube that's getting rebranded for the Pretty Little Death Productions instead of just the podcast, because we are having a new slate of shows coming up in the new season. So after our summer break, Right? After our break in the summer, we'll do June, and then we won't come back until September. In September, when our new season starts, there'll be some new podcast and episodes on their own podcasts as well as on the YouTube channel. So watch out for those. And it's not going to be just books. So keep your eyes out.
One of those.
Yeah.
Is going to be with yours truly.
Yep. The Cryptid is going to host his own podcast, hopefully with a co-host that I've been trying to get on to talk about either comic books or Star Wars.
Friend of the pod.
Or
friend of the pod.
A friend of the pod, yes. He is very active on Twitch, though. So,
but if he doesn't, then what I'll be doing is I'll be doing it either by myself or with random people that I sucker into getting on there.
I mean, I'm always available.
And what I'm going to do is I'll give you a little spoiler now. I love trash media, just bad horror specifically. So that's what this podcast is going to be. I'm going to do bad horror media. And the name of the podcast is going to be So Wrong, It's Fright.
And it's not just movies or shows. It'll also be games and books and short stories,
games,
all that kind of stuff. So
I'll do some creepypastas. I'll do some bad creepy. There's some
really bad creepypastas.
Oh, and I can't. Oh, I love them. Oh, I might do some. There might be some shorts that I'm going to throw out there. We're gonna work on this. Trust me. There's going to be some stuff for this.
It's gonna be.
I'm excited.
Awesome. So join us on the Discord. Join us on the channel.
And we'll have updates. We'll have updates in here.
Yep.
I'm hoping to do this bi-weekly, and because there's plenty, I'm never going to run out of media. And also, I'll let you know right now, first episode, anybody out there who wants to know the first piece of media that we're going to do, and I invite everybody to watch the movie now, is Birdemic Shock and Terror.
I unfortunately have seen that.
Yep. Me too.
I'm pretty sure my husband made me watch that. And Velocipaster. And
that one's good. I love that. Compared to Birdemic, that's a masterpiece. That deserves an Oscar.
So bad. Anyways, join us on the Discord. Join us on the YouTube. We're very excited to branch out in this third season of the Pretty Little Death podcast, as well as Pretty Little Death Productions. So that out of the way.
Ready for the questions?
We still have a giveaway that is going on for The Bride of Brutal Hearts by Kate Stevens. I still have a book. I am still waiting for entries. She has given her blessing, and I'm excited to give this away.
Have there been no entries?
There's been no entries on dirty pictures, stickers, and a book. A signed edition. So
we'll have to put this out there some more.
Something. I've tried giveaways before, to be frank. I had because I do journaling. I have a lot of you can't see them. My bookshelf is filled with books that I haven't read. Some of them I have. Books I haven't read and journals, and I tried to give away journal packages. Nobody entered that either. So I mean, it happens. I will hold on to this until somebody basically just says, okay, it's been a year. Can I have the book? Yes, I will send it to you. Now that we've gotten all of that stuff out of the way.
I have the questions up.
You have the questions up. Okay. Well,
I always have the questions up.
I have them up. I just can't find them. I have too many sticky notes. Okay. Sue me.
Perfect.
I have sticky notes over my screen.
I will. Oh, look, I have them in the chat, too, from the last time we did this.
Yep. See, you can go through the chat. I can't.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. My bad.
So remember that when you go to do this for yourself, unless you want me to play producer in the background, I can do that.
Yeah, we'll see.
It might be cool. Okay, do you want to go first, or do you want me to do it?
I think we know the answer to question number 1. What's your overall rating?
1.
You know what? Go ahead. Surprise me.
1.
Was it a 5-star?
No. It was a 1. Just 1. Just 1.
Yeah,
That's it. Like,
you ready? You ready for mine?
Yeah.
It's my turn. I'm giving it less than 0. I want to give it less than 0. That's how bad I think this was. But I'll give it a 0 because you guys did that on the last book.
Yeah.
because you were like, "This is my podcast. I can change it." You set the rule that time.
That was
I'm
not
using my
the rule
0.
that I changed. That was not the rule that I changed.
I'm giving this a 0.
0
Plain and
is
simple.
a perfectly fine one. Okay, so I thought this had a very good premise, and it like tried to hit those points, and it just didn't succeed. The last book, though, it's just awful.
I think the last book had more substance to it than this book did.
There was no world building in the last book. In Brutal Prince, there was no world building.
There was barely any world building in this one.
But there was some. But there was some.
No, there wasn't.
There was.
No, there wasn't. They just pulled an amalgamation of things and they just forced it down your throat like a tail.
No, he goes into how the worlds are different before she even becomes a thought in his brain. They kind of carry that through the two.
No, they don't.
Yes. There's some world building. It's a 1 for me. No. You can keep your 0. Okay, if there are corrections, what would they be? It's my turn to ask a question.
Oh, if there were corrections, what would they be? I don't know. Write a story. maybe develop a plot. I understand that you wanted to write.
Ham-fisted.
I think more than half of the book was just smut.
That was my point. Like, she finally shows up and like maybe 15%, and then it's at 60, and it's been nothing but fucking. Yeah. And not good fucking either.
No. And okay, corrections. Let's see. I would have liked to have seen less of the BS filler that there was, and had that filled in with more about the trials. I would have liked to have seen more building of tension between the two players. I would have liked to have seen more, just something more.
Yeah.
More of anything could have made this go from 0 in my book. Like, honestly, if you would have just taken out like 20% of the fucking and like turned that more into like world building, you probably could have had 2 or 3 stars out of this book if you would have just focused that 20% on something else.
You know, I just had the thought, my correction is that all of the character all of the character building that was done for Marius and Vivi in the car and in the bar, all of that character building would have been so much better if they had actually used it for Cyprian instead, because we find out so much more about Marius in those couple instances where he's just sitting there talking to them than we ever do about Cyprian. Why he decided to leave the kingdom, other than he was just fucking bored.
Because he was looking for a mate.
No, but that was the thing.
Wasn't chosen
but
for him.
That's my plot hole. We're gonna move on to plot hole now, because that's my plot hole. Cool. He says in the very beginning he didn't want a mate because that's what made his father go crazy. And now it's all like he's now waiting for the perfect one. Like, okay, are you waiting for the perfect one, or do you not want one because you don't want to go crazy should something happen to them? Like, pick a lane, okay? That was my plot hole. Go ahead with yours.
I'm right there with you. Between what's a major plot hole? There's a couple. The trials are a plot hole. His whole look me dead in the eyes. If you're watching this at home, look at me. He's 1,000 years old. And he's a virgin.
It's worse
he's the king of an entire realm. Not like a city. The entire realm.
Also, why is Marius his best friend?
Because everybody needs a friend that they can fuck with.
Right, but Cyprian doesn't fuck with him. Marius fucks with Cyprian.
Yeah.
So how is that a friendship?
I have plenty of friendships like that. We have a mutual friend who used to be our DM, that's basically our friendship.
Yeah, but you're the one that fucks with him. He does not fuck with you.
Right, I'm Marius.
Yes. So, like, I don't think DM would consider you his best friend, though.
We're friends, at least.
Yes. That's not what I said.
Yeah, no, but Yeah, the best friend aspect of it, but also I don't think I don't think he has many friends to be.
Oh, no. So I guess best out of necessity.
Okay, so from there, I mean, there were so many plot holes because nothing got developed.
Nothing except for Marius's personality. I actually was hoping that the epilogue was going to be a story about Marius and Gabby.
But
and
it kind of was.
No, it was a glimpse at what happened. It's 5 years after the fact, and they've only been dating for 3 months.
Yeah, and Vivi and
Cyprian.
What's his name?
Cyprian.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm never
it's so
get it right.
stupid. It's so fucking stupid. The only reason I remember it was like, oh, Sibian.
Lord Negru, King Negru. Sorry.
Which isn't his name. That's not his name. That's just the name of the castle.
He's Cyprian Negru, is what it is. It turns out.
Is it? Because he tells
in the
her.
Description. In the description.
I thought he tells her very early on that that's just the name of the castle. That's not his name.
I don't know. Maybe it's. I don't know. Nothing makes sense.
Nothing
anymore.
makes sense. It doesn't make sense.
So moving on from there, romance, smut, or erotica.
This is smut.
It's yeah.
There's no
as smutty as smut can be.
There's no romance to it. There's absolutely none. Like, I'm pretty sure she is in trance because of the blood passings. Not because there's
he's
any
not
real...
allowed to use any compulsions on her because that would be boring. It's
this happened in True Blood too. Too much blood went from Bill the Vampire to Sookie Stackhouse, and she thought she was in love with him. And once she stopped taking blood from him, she realized I'm not. So
I love that so many deviations have happened in this podcast. We've talked about, the only thing we've done is talk shit about this book, and we've had like good conversations about anything.
Everything else. Oh my gosh. Okay, your freebie question.
My freebie. I did not come up with a freebie question, but I will.
Oh my gosh.
God.
So bad. It's so bad. I feel like I'm saying that every other episode now.
No. I don't really care that much about that.
It doesn't have to be about the book.
Oh yeah, I guess
it's a freebie question.
Because I want it to be about the book, though.
It could be about. It could be a literary question.
Okay. If you had the opportunity to meet a dangerous mythical creature, right? Would you go with no warrant to your safety, no rescue text to your friend, no nothing?
No.
Like, how would you treat that situation? If a random stranger came up to you when you just showed up, and you were like, "Hey, I kind of want to go to this, there's this castle that I'm doing research on," and then they were like, "Oh, hey, I actually can get you into that castle," and you're like, "No, nobody can get into that castle. Like, I've been trying for years." And they're like, "No, look, I can show you a video from inside the castle." Would you be like, "Oh, I trust this guy with my life. I'm going to go here without telling anybody"?
No.
No, neither would I. And like Elizabeth, my coworker, pointed this out to me. She was like, "Hey, like, as a woman, like, you have to factor all that into your safety constantly." And I was like, honestly, as a dude, if some guy came up to me and was like, "Hey, I've got all the info," I'd be like, "I've been scammed before, bud. Like, I was born at night, but it wasn't tonight. Like, settle down."
Yeah, so, like, there's a couple of factors into this. So, there's a reason that women chose the bear. And it's because the bear is a known quantity. Mm-hmm. Okay. In that kind of scenario, though, I just have to say this. I never got to pursue my scholastic career on the path that I wanted to, which was get a doctorate in medieval history or history of the Western world, specifying Western Europe in particular. There are still places that, even though I'm no longer on that path, I would still go and visit for scholastic reasons. Purely just because there are things that I want to know that I had focused my learning on. So I think I've mentioned this before, like when I was studying history, my focus, yes, was on Western Europe. But in particular, I was fascinated on the day-to-day life of people, not necessarily what king, what war, what period kind of thing. Who won, that kind of bullshit. No, I wanted to know like how the people lived and the intricacies of their daily life, you know, because people in London live differently than people out in Stratford-upon-Avon. Okay. They wore different clothes, they ate different things, that kind of thing. I have always wanted to go to Glastonbury to see, yes, the see Stonehenge and stuff like that, but there is also myth and legend which does factor into my historical pursuits that shape the landscape just as much as, you know, the stories shape the perception of the people who lived in that time period. But Glastonbury, there is significant evidence, at least there was at the time that I was studying it, that there was a lake there. And for people who know me, they know I'm an Anglophile. And for a very long time, I was really entranced by the Arthurian legend, which is why I liked the fact that Saltkiss was a Tristan and Isolde story. And in Glastonbury, there's evidence that there was a lake, and historians hypothesize that lake is the basis for the lake, and the Tor, which had an abbey on it at some point, or a convent, was actually the bell in Arthurian legend that when you were on the lake, if you heard the bell, then you were passing through the veil into the mythical land of Avalon. So, I kind of want to go to Glastonbury just to be near that, if that makes sense. Nice. That being said, I wouldn't do it on my own. I wouldn't set up proper precautions, and I'm not a learned person like this character supposedly was. She was working on her fucking doctorate. I don't even have my associates in history, and I know all of this planning and all this kind of stuff. And that is a mythical site that is on the same realm as a vampire. Like, you don't know what's gonna happen out there. I wouldn't go out there at night. Who knows what the fuck is gonna happen? Idiot.
Think about how much work goes into that also. Like, you just talked about it, like your educational pursuits and stuff like that. And then what do they do at the end of the book? They delete it all.
All of it. They
delete her, like, her thesis has to get erased, her master's degree, everything. Like, her entire existence has to be erased. She's just, like, fine with it. She's like, oh, it's cool.
Also, like, not only did they erase all of her life, but they had to do it for fucking Gabby, too. Because Gabby stays. And
eventually they have to do it for her parents.
Like, let's just gloss over all of this. Can we also, like, I don't know if this is just how my mind works, but can we also just focus on the fact that going to the point where you are working on your dissertation, on your the whole process of that, how much time and money, that much education now got wasted? I'd be pissed. That was an investment in myself, and now I can't get that back. Oh, I traded it in for... Yes.
Advisors. Her doctoral advisors aren't just going to be like, oh, she went to Transylvania and just disappeared.
She's just...
Or Romania, wherever it was.
She's staying. She's not going to finish this out. No, because that's their reputation. That's their academic reputation on the line.
Like, did they go and snuff out everybody who's met her before?
No, they compelled them to forget about her or to change their memory.
Right. My bad.
Yeah.
My bad. I forgot the compulsion.
Yeah. Which apparently, like, the glamour works better from Marius than it ever does from Cyprian.
Cyprian, because he has no personality. Marius has that riz.
Yep. My freebie question to you is, what kind of book should I be looking out for next season for you?
For me?
Yeah. So far, you've been down to anything that we've thrown at you, but what is something, because I remember we had this conversation before you ever joined, what genre of smut would you like to be introduced to? Is there something that, like, you don't want to visit again?
I honestly, like, I'm down for anything. Like I said, like I mean, I don't want to follow up with any of the sequels in this series. If you make me do that,
no, I won't do that. I won't do that.
Possibly fisticuffs. And also, I don't want to follow up on any of the ones from Not Enough.
Nope, I'm not going to do that either.
We can go. I'll read another Omegaverse book, but that specific. No.
Okay.
But like, honestly, for the most part, anything. Like, except for those two books, like this book and that book are the only ones that it's kind of like if it's like when you watch a movie that you just absolutely hate and you're like, I'm never getting that time back. Mm-hmm. And I'm never going to dedicate another thought to it. Yeah. And if I have to, it's just going to upset me. Because like that's what's if the next time that we're talking about a terrible book, we'll be like, but at least it's not Dark Obsessions, and that'll be it. And we'll like there'll be a little bit of anger there, and then it'll be like, all right, move on.
Yeah, that's fair.
But this book was like a certified trash. Just, I know I said 0 stars. I'll do the fair thing, and I'm going to say 1, because like I agree with you. There was some, like, the more that I think about it, and like now that we got everything out in the open, like there was some attempt at developing a story, but then it felt like 16-year-old like instincts took over, and they're like, I want to write more porn.
Yeah.
And like,
there's just a point.
Even the dialogue sucks.
It's so bad. That's what I was saying. Like, they were reading each other's mind before they even had the blood bridge. You know, like, it's awful.
Yeah. So hard 1 star on this one. Hard 1 star.
Yep.
And like, there's no, like, on the last book, I was the one who was like, I was kind of wishy-washy and very like, I wanted to give it more because, like, you know, I felt like it deserved more, and you guys were like, stamp it to death.
Well, we've done it a little bit longer.
yeah, exactly. You guys were Gandalf with the Balrog. You shall not pass.
Yes. Yes.
But in like this one, like, no, they're like the Grinch's heart is not going to grow 3 sizes today.
No. Guys, this was Dark Obsession by Lexi Foss. C. Foss.
Yes.
Don't read it. That's our recommendation: is don't read it.
If you have an opportunity to read anything else, I'd recommend Webster's Dictionary, the Thesaurus.
Find something other than throbbing. Different synonym for throbbing member.
Yeah. Find a phone book. Read that a couple of times. It'll be better. I promise. It's more interesting. It's got better dialogue. The advertisements are kind of adorable. Yeah.
Oh, I do miss a good phone book cartoon.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, my husband is over here going, throbbing member.
Yeah. A lot of those.
Okay, so do we have a recommendation for next month's book of the month? This is from May, guys. This is my husband's birthday.
Are we going to go with the one that Are we going to go with the one that I recommend?
If you want to. I don't have another one.
Let's do it.
Wait, you're already reading it. You're already reading it.
I'm not that far into it.
How far is not that far?
I'm only a quarter of the way in.
Okay, I'll let it slip this time because you've been talking nonstop about it.
Here's the thing. Like, I'm like a quarter of the way into it, but this is where I would be telling you, like, hey, you should start reading this now so that you can catch up to me.
Okay. Okay.
And besides, maybe we can knock out another episode.
That's true. All right, lay it on
Way in
us.
advance.
What is May's Book of the Month? What's it called? And who's it by?
May's Book of the Month.
And where can we find it?
I need to get the author. It is on KU.
Okay.
And May's Book of the Month is the Daedalus Engine.
The Daedalus Engine?
Yes, Daedalus Engine.
Okay.
And it's by Ash Greer.
Okay. Well, that's our May Book of the Month. Yeah, thank you guys for joining us on this episode of The Pretty Little Death. Remember to post happy birthday to the bestie down in the comments. I will make sure she gets them. Nigel, thank you so much for reading this trash. Absolutely awful digital work of art.
I want to say I'm honored.
Well,
you know what? I'm proud of myself that I made it to the end because I genuinely wanted to DNF so many times.
I mean, I don't blame you. I almost did, and I don't break our rules very often. Which, if you guys are looking for the rules for the Book of the Month, they are posted on the Discord as well as on the Instagram. One of the rules is you can't DNF it unless it's absolutely necessary. It was not absolutely. Okay. I think I have our very first episode for the first season.
Okay.
You're going to have to purchase it. Okay. I'm going to tell it to you in the post show. Thank you guys for joining us. I'm also going to recommend you something to read, and it is called Pretty Little Death. Is recorded by the bestie and the critic, edited by the critic, graphics done by the bestie. All opinions are original and